What's up again, dudes? Silhouette Soltis back again to continue my Memories of Vanilla series. Today I want to reminisce a bit about my time in Westfall. Though I don't explicitly remember when I finally made my way into Westfall, I distinctly remember a few bits and pieces of the zone. In particular, I remember getting the quest to pick up bags of oats near the start of the zone for old Blanchy, then dying several times due to the Defias and harvesters in that first farm, right on the border of Elwyn Forest. Even now, I'm not really sure how I managed to die there, but it happened. Anyway, after that I made my way to Sentinel Hill, since that's where my friend told me all the good quests were. I met up with Grindstoutmantle and began my journey to kill Defias, loot masks, and journey all over the farmlands. However, in my noobishness, I again forgot to set my Hearthstone. Unsure of exactly where to go, as I didn't really pay too much attention to the quest text yet, I moved north and found a farm with a bunch of harvest golems. Being around level 12 or so, I was terrified by these level 15 monstrosities. However, by the house there was a guy with a quest, so I carefully moved over to him, trying not to aggro any of the robots outside. And of course he wanted me to kill those tough mobs, so I'd have to come back later when I was a bit stronger. I also grabbed the quest from his wife inside, who asked me to gather a few materials for Westfall stew and Gortusk liver pie. Simple enough. And so, my adventure in Westfall truly began, hunting Gortusks for livers and snouts that don't exist. As I ran across the zone to the east, where my friend told me that the Murlocs were for the eyes, I killed every boar, vulture, and coyote along the way. Now, I must have killed at least 15 boars as I crossed the map, but by the time I reached the Murloc camps on the shore, I only had about 3 livers and 2 snouts. And the whole time I was running, I only came across 2 or 3 vultures in total, so I kind of figured this quest would take a while. But one thing I will say is that I enjoyed every minute of it. Even after I'd played for over an hour running back and forth across the zone, slaughtering all manner of wildlife, I never got bored. Eventually I completed the quests, having leveled up to around 15 in the process, and decided to make my way back to Farmer Saldine. I hit my Hearthstone, and I was back in Goldshire. My friend laughed hysterically, my brother called me a noob, and I facepalmed before getting on the westward road and began the long run back to Westfall. After 10 minutes of non-stop running later, I got back to the farm, and my god, it felt so good to get those 2 damn quests out of my quest log. After that, I don't remember much of Westfall, to be honest. The different Defias mobs all blended together, and the gnolls were pretty much a copy-paste experience from Elwyn, and there were lots of corpse runs in the process of getting through the zone. But of course, there's one quest that I will never forget: escorting the Defias trader to the Dead Mines entrance. It should be mentioned that the precursor to this quest, the one in which you have to track down the Defias messenger, is usually remembered by most people for being particularly tedious, having to go along the roads and find where he is at any given time. For me though, I remember getting the quest, running to the road, and just getting him right away. He was just kind of there. So it wasn't really that much of a hassle for me. The escort quest, however, was another story entirely. The first time, I failed spectacularly. Not knowing what an escort quest was, I just blindly accepted the quest that he had after finishing the previous part of the quest chain. Suddenly, he just started running off into the distance. I scrambled to keep up, but along the road I was attacked by a gnoll or something, and we killed it, naturally, but as I sat down to drink and regain my mana and health, he just kept walking and got out of range, and I failed the quest. Oops. I didn't know what to do. I'd never failed a quest before, and I didn't even know you could fail one. Turning to my friend, I asked what I could do now, and his response was to go back and try again. So, I ran over the hill to the north back into the town, made my way over to the tower, and was shocked to find that there was no Defias trader. I waited and waited, but he didn't spawn. I didn't get that quest done that session. As you can remember, I was still playing at my friend's house at this time. But when I came back to the game the next time, I was determined to complete that quest. So I made my way out from the inn and saw that he was there. But I had no way to interact with him. He just kind of stood there, taunting me. Eventually, however, I got a whisper from someone nearby. I don't remember his name, but he was a level 17 warlock. You need the Defias Trader quest? Yeah. Warlock has invited you to a group. I was excited. As the NPC began running, we followed close. I wasn't going to make the same mistake as last time. We were going to get this quest done right. We moved with the trader as he ran along the road to Moonbrook, where I'd killed Defias pillagers and looters at some point earlier. Carefully, we killed each mob and moved through the town, slowly, hoping not to get too many and die. Eventually, though, we made it. The trader stopped just outside a broken-down building and told us it was the entrance to the dead mines, and I was so excited. However, I noticed that nothing had changed. My quest still said, failed. Thanks, my new warlock friend said as he began his Hearthstone cast. But my quest says failed, I responded. Confused and frustrated, I asked my friend what to do as I too hearthed back to Sentinel Hill. He asked if I had abandoned the quest before doing it again. Double oops. Well, luckily for me, my warlock friend agreed to do the quest with me again since I hadn't gotten credit. This time, I went to my quest log, abandoned the quest, and we made our way back to the quest giver. I accepted it as soon as he spawned, and again for a third time I ran along that path to the Dead Mines entrance. I cannot really express the nervousness I felt as we cleared the enemies of Moonbrook that time, and I felt like any mistake I made would cost us the quest, and I feared that I'd have to repeat it for a fourth time. Luckily, however, a random level 60 mage appeared and blew up all the enemies in the town on his way to boost someone through the dungeon. The trader walked up to the entrance without issue, the complete text appeared on my screen, and I sighed in relief. Got it, I typed to my party, and said aloud to the others in the room. And honestly, I don't think that I've ever been as relieved to finish a quest as I was back then. For a new player, Westfall was a huge step up from the trivial kobolds and fuzzy forest creatures of Elwyn. It was challenging, and it really made me think as I moved through the quests. But even as I turned in that quest, there still loomed one more challenge for me, my first dungeon, the Dead Mines. I hope you enjoyed my tale of my adventures in Westfall. Next time, I'll tell a short story recounting what I remember of my first dungeon experience. And man, that's a doozy. But for now, I'll leave the story of Westfall here in its own right. Let me know of your own experiences in Westfall, or whatever your second questing zone was. I'd love to read your comments or hear your stories. If you like this video, why not subscribe and share it around so that others can come in and enjoy it too. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and until next time guys, take it easy.